What's up, guys? It's Jensen and welcome to another video. So there's rumors of a potential rift right now between Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, and in that case the Utah Jazz might need to make a trade. But in my opinion, they should consider making a trade regardless of the rift between Gobert and Mitchell, because their ceiling right now, it seems a little capped. In my opinion, at best they're a second round exit at this point, because there's something holding them back right now offensively. They're just about league average offensively. Even though they're really good defensively, there's something holding them back. They're not quite in that Clippers-Lakers range right now. So I think that they might need to make a move this offseason, assuming that they don't do much if the season resumes potentially. If they just go out in the second round or something like that, they might need to make a move. And I think that the perfect trade for the Jazz might be trading away Rudy Gobert to the Orlando Magic for Nikola Vucevic and a first-round pick. And for the Jazz, this makes perfect sense, honestly, in my opinion. Because when we're looking at Gobert, even though he's great defensively, we know that offensively he has the limitations. He's gotten better. But when we're talking about Vucevic, the dude's averaging close to 20 points per game. He's averaging about 5 points per game more than Rudy Gobert. And when we're looking at Vucevic, he's more of the modern big. I mean, he can space the floor, he can shoot mid-range, he can finish in the paint. You know, he's a solid passer, he's a solid rebounder. Obviously, he's not the defender that Gobert is, but that's the risk you have to take if you're the Jazz, because when you combine Vucevic's potential 20 points per game if he gets added to the Jazz, along with Bogdanovic's 20 points per game, along with Mitchell's 25 points per game, which could still ascend next season. He's still an ascending star. Combined with whatever Mike Conley gives you, I'm not willing to give up on him. He can still give you about 15 points per game, maybe even like 18 points per game if he's good. I mean, we don't know. We're going to have to see next year. Combined with potentially Jordan Clarkson, if they're able to bring him back, he's a stick of dynamite off the bench. Combined with Joe Ingles, who gives you about 10 points per game, you've raised your ceiling exponentially. Your ceiling raises tremendously if you're the Utah Jazz. Even though you might suffer a little bit defensively, that team might be top 5 offensively. And if you're the Jazz, you have to take that type of risk, because the Jazz's ceiling potentially goes from second round exit to potential championship contender. Even if their floor descends a little, because obviously you're losing a defensive nightmare in Gobert. So I think if you're the Jazz, you have to take that chance. If you're the Magic, you make this trade, in my opinion. And I always talk about how the Magic need to rebuild. This would be the rare occasion, because if you're able to pair Rudy Gobert with Jonathan Isaac in the front court, I mean, that could be the amazing defensive combo. I mean, I can't think of a more elite defensive combo in the modern NBA right now than potentially Jonathan Isaac with Rudy Gobert. Jonathan Isaac is a versatile power forward. He's arguably going to be a defensive player of the year candidate in future years. Rudy Gobert obviously is already a proven defensive player of the year candidate. And when we're looking at the Orlando Magic, they're already number 1 in defensive points per game allowed, obviously. So when we're talking about adding a guy like Gobert, who's a defensive player of the year candidate, they're going to suffocate teams. If they get Gobert, teams are going to suffer trying to score 90 or 95 points per game. And especially in the Eastern Conference, when Giannis Antetokounmpo is obviously the headliner in terms of the East. You get guys like Gobert and Isaac on the same team to stop him. You have a chance to actually stop Giannis. You have to take that chance if you're the Magic. Maybe if they're able to get DeMar DeRozan, and maybe if Markelle Fultz takes a step forward or something like that, they can potentially get better offensively. I mean, Fournier is a walking bucket, as we all know. Terrence Ross can really score the ball. I really feel like if they make this trade, I mean, they could actually be a contender. I mean, normally I talk about the Magic and I frown upon them because their floor is so, it's so mediocre, honestly, because they seem like the typical 8 seed that's on the 8 seed treadmill. They just get knocked off every year by the number 1 seed. That seems like that type of team right now in terms of the Magic. You get Gobert, your fortunes change. If you're the Magic, you take that risk, in my opinion. That's all I have to say, though. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Please like and subscribe. I'll be providing you over NFL and NBA hot takes as the season goes on. Have a good day. Remember to follow me on Twitter, Jensen Sports. See y'all later.